Workbook activities. Workbook activity year 3, lesson 11.1 is on pages 268 and 269 of the Eckankar 2 Discourses by Harold Klemp. People often write spells for no one to see, but them. A repeated topic for the monthly Ek worship service in my locality has been let go and let God. Exercise is an example of Harold Klemp, or whoever the current leader of Eckankar is, being given respect and lots of worship. Invoke God by recording your questions and concerns instead. Let the placing it in a square or box constrain it in your mind until you can deal with the answers that may or may not come forth to you consciously. The next page is the next workbook activity. I thank God and offer benedictions and blessings on behalf of creations while thanking God. Our flow of love reaches Sugmad, or God is a noun. And Ek, our God, is a verb, but not the partners they ascribe to him in worship. By him, I mean that in a gender-free way. Then is the workbook activity 3.11.3. Death may only be a moment, but what does that mean to you? I want God to be my dream master, and I will pray only to him for what I need, dream or otherwise. I would rather contemplate the words of God that I am hearing right now from Al-Quran, the recited scripture for our modern age. Those whom the angels take in death while they are wronging themselves. And I don't remember exactly where that's from, but it's not the end of it, surah. It's not the beginning, so it's somewhere in between. Another page tells of creating a personal ritual to part the curtain of illusion. The word in India would be Maya. The gestures of rending the veil and closing the veil, I show both on a Facebook album called Pantomime Your Way Through a Wedding, which has Facebook deplatformed me without violating terms of service, as they've reminded me that I did not violate terms of service, but they were anyways. Why teach us to imagine ourselves reliving a story as a little girl jumping rope and tell us this is how to uncover reality? The following page is the following workbook activity. In the main body, the response discourse is where I should say what I think of the passing on of loved ones. The eagles and excerpt can have a lot to do with the B, of what the B is of my spiritual name of XYB. That is Chakum, or eagle eye adepts, and it's pronounced Bo Chak. It was the first part of the abbreviation. Yanari came next as secret knowledge of visions and dreams. X was the last and means unknown quality of soul. Perhaps this is my connection to the other worlds. And as if you've been following along with the programs of this series, you would know that my receiving this name happened over time. And I had to get access to some of the books and read through them and figure out what was going on with all this. You know, what it meant in terms of Eckankar at the very least. Eckankar 2 Discourses by Harold Klemp has workbook activity 3.11.6 on page 264. I don't recommend writing out a secret spell to communicate with a loved one in a box topped by a star, which is 6 points outwards and together. It may be good to remember your attachments, but you will evoke those thoughts and feelings out of yourself as you contemplate. Then is a page with a workbook activity on translation. In my YouTube video, Spiritual Wisdom on Life After Death, I address the Eckankar beliefs on what occurs at death realms of heaven and hell, who goes where and who decides. What do you believe on these issues? The last 2 pages of lesson 11 of Eckankar 2 Discourses can be said to be for its final workbook activity. My spiritual exercise, like exorcism and spiritual healing work for a person dying, will be about speaking to others about my beliefs in terms they can understand and sharing with them in testimony and prayer in either the way of the prophets or a personal way that we can agree on. And let me leave you with my a new spiritual name of mine. Well, newer, and Lizavuma. Ihar ha hu pamluch gun nuit yapa. So I have a 9 vibrations name. And we might also pronounce that as eher ha ha pamluch gun nut yapa. Huge.